in Atlanta. Welcome to the stream, my pandas. Good morning, everybody. It's good to be back. It's good to be consistent here. Glad that we can come together today to be able to find those two-legged pullbacks. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Phil W, good morning, good morning. Jerry is awake, good morning. Scott Hubbard, good morning from Lancaster. Eager Core, good morning from Jersey. SW Blaze, good morning from Chicago. Glad that you guys could join us today. Pandas, we're gonna find the best setups possible. Glad that you guys can join us today. Hey, make sure you guys hit that like button. I know it's been a while since I've started streaming, and so really do appreciate if you guys do hit that like button. Really do appreciate if you guys give us a little bit of chat engagement, giving us some good mornings, locations. It does help the stream, helps people know, helps other pandas know who don't realize that the streams are starting up again. I put a post up, but you know, sometimes people need more reminders, so it does help a lot if you guys hit that like button to let the world know that we are back up live streaming daily as much as possible, pretty much as steady as possible, consistent as possible. But hey, you know how life is, you know, throws curveballs, we just don't know. But as best as I can, I will be trying to stream. I'll be trying to stream more consistently here. Regardless, it's amazing to be able to trade with people. If you guys don't realize or haven't realized yet, yesterday, for instance, is a perfect day to have a community, because this is literally the price action for most of the day. And when you see price action like this, say for instance you did not know, you know, what the next candle was going to look like, and these are the candles that you're seeing every single candle. It's just almost impossible to know, you know, what's going to happen. It's so choppy. We just do not know. We're at the top of the trading range here. We're also riding above the 20 EMA. We're also just grinding upwards, overlapping bars, super choppy. Even though it's going upwards, it's still super choppy, very hard to tell what's going on. So that's why the community is nice, because we get to be together throughout that entire grind, reminding ourselves, hey guys, this is choppy market. In fact, I did not even take any trades after the stream, and yeah, so because I pretty much realized, like, once I saw this towards the end of the stream, I just figured, you know, this is just it just looked too choppy to me, and I just did not know if anything happened. I came back to the end of the day, and basically the end of the day was not much better. You know, not many opportunities. And so if you find yourself not trading much yesterday, I think you're in good company here. I did say, yesterday that there were swing traders who would buy. I said during the stream, there are swing traders who would buy above this bar, bottom of the trading range. This is the 10K chart. That this is the bottom of the trading range, and that they would put their stop loss one tick above this signal bar, one tick stop entry one tick above the signal bar, stop loss one tick below the signal bar, and they would ride this all the way up back to the top of the trading range. Now I said that at before I ended the stream. I said that when this bar formed, we actually scalped that, and the idea was this little risk was worth this much reward, and it actually missed it by one tick the top of the trading range. But at the end of the day, you would be able to get out around here regardless, because you would have to close your positions at the end of the day anyways. And so I said it was a Walmart, you know, strategy where you just literally set your order in your swing and leave, go to Walmart, do some errands, and see what happens. And this is actually what had happened. And it took several hours. It took about 6 hours for this to play out. But that's essentially, you know, what kind of, from the day, the price action from yesterday, the kind of day that, you know, that I was expecting at least. So I didn't make a trade off that play because I'm trying to scalp two-legged pullbacks, but that's why I did mention swing traders would have done that. But like I said, you know, just review yesterday's, you know, market. After our our trade, I just really didn't see anything. The only thing I could have possibly seen is maybe this trap trade here, but I wouldn't typically not even go long here because of how choppy it was. Also, because potentially top of the trading range. And so, in my opinion, not many good trades. Maybe this trap here, good trade. But again, so choppy, it's not something I would bank on necessarily. So very, very difficult to have, in my opinion, even take this trap here. But that was a decent trade. Maybe this trade here, right? So I'll mark these. Potentially this one, but maybe this one because you're retesting this trend line with a good signal bar, and it attempted to make a new high, right? Broke the trend line. Attempted to make a new high, it failed to make a new high, and in fact, it made a lower high double top, and that's what ended up happening right at yesterday's or the day before's close. And from there, it's just inactionable trading, price action. It's just, there's nothing you can do. But these two trades may be the only real two trades that I would have considered. In fact, I was thinking about taking this trap when I saw it, but in my opinion, I was like, it's just too choppy. I'm just not sure what's gonna happen. Plus, I do not like, these kind of, it's just, I know the signal bar doesn't matter for traps, really, but this is the signal bar, and it's just a little too difficult for me to know what's gonna happen. This one, a little, I was considering this as well, but I didn't take either of these trades because it was just too choppy for me. I just was not sure. So that was yesterday. We have this trend line going down, this channel, and let's look at what's happening right now. Pre-market analysis. What we do have here is break of trend, new high, and we can make a major trend reversal. So we do have break of trend here with a new high, but there's something interesting that we must notice. On the 5-minute chart, this is the 5-minute chart. Notice how we're above the 20 EMA like this, and finally trying to break out above the 20 EMA. I think we do need to take note of that, and we could be possibly uptrend. And so it could be a little foolish looking for a major trend reversal here, but it can happen. Currently do have a double top, right, forming here. Try to break out of it, fail with a long wick, right, the double top from this pivot low. But it's kind of hard for me to tell at this point, but we potentially could have a major trend reversal, and really the only setup you would really look for, something like this. Two-legged pullback, failed second entry long. And so you have the failed second entry long right here, right, going up. People try to go long and realize the trap will trigger, and because we have the major trend reversal play out. So if we have something like that, we might consider a trap here. Other than that, kind of difficult. Even for me to go long here, very difficult in my opinion. With that being said, Pandas, glad that you guys can join us. A couple more people have joined here. Just finished with the morning pre-market analysis. Just noticed there is a major trend reversal that is playing out currently, and we'll see if it actually will reverse or if we're gonna keep going up here. The only setup that we have with this reversal is that trap off the 20 EMA. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Mazhar Ali, good morning from Toronto. Incognito Games, good morning from Spain. S Dog Shannon, good morning from Utah. Welcome to the stream. I think there's a couple of new people here that I have not seen. Richard Belmont, good morning. Welcome back from Colombia. Humberto Perez, good morning from Miami. I'm not sure if I've seen that name before. Leighton S, good morning. Steve T, good morning. Good morning. Glad that you guys could join us. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm just getting right back into the swing of things, and so the viewer count is gonna be a little low until YouTube starts to push out my videos again. I was looking at the analytics, and YouTube was not pushing out these videos. It was just not doing it, and so I think we just need a little more engagement and a little more consistency here. And don't forget to subscribe to know when I'm streaming. There are some times I will have to take a break because life happens, and who knows, So do appreciate everyone saying good morning and hitting that like button. Make sure you fill out that poll. We're about to open in 5 minutes. I'm going to end the poll here. Most of you guys think it's going to be a trading range day today. It's tricky. You know, if we do break above yesterday's high, I would not be surprised if we have a strong uptrend day today. Yesterday's high is right here. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'll create a lower high setup. Sorry, a higher low setup here on the daily. Higher low, basically we're gonna get a second push up. And the second push up could be equal to the first push up, but we do have this trading range here and we could be finally breaking out. But in my opinion, this is not a strong breakout of this trading range. We need strong bull bars. And we're not really getting that. We're getting a bull bar and then a kind of a consolidation bar here. So we'll see here what will happen. But you know, anything kind of goes, and that's kind of what these days are these days. You know, mostly trading range days, but you know, trading range just means breakout mode. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen. Hey, for those who are new to the stream, I'm Bob My Money. Welcome to my channel. Here we trade only one single instrument, the E-mini S&P futures, and we trade only one single setup, the two-legged pullback. It's a setup that looks like this, either 2 pushes down or 2 pushes up, and the next reversal, we call it the second entry. And we like to find these second entries in key areas such as moving averages, support resistance levels, and in the right context, this setup is greater than 90% probability to make a 1-point scalp on the mini, which is $50. And so the point of this strategy is to increase the probabilities, and so we can increase the contract sizes in order to gain more money. If you like more details about the setup, go ahead and check out the description below. There are playlists that goes over the details of the setup. And so what we're trying to do is find the best setups possible here. Also, we like to trade pure price action, and that means that everything on my chart, if it's an indicator, then even the indicators help with price action. And so we have an indicator here that counts all our legs for us to help us identify those second entries after the two-legged pullbacks. If you're new and don't know how to read the indicator, just look to the right of the chart and you see a colored symbol here. And this signal here, if it's dark red or dark green, means it's a second entry. If it's magenta, then it's a trap. If it's both magenta and a dark green or dark red, that means it's a Pikachu setup. So notice what happens here right now, pandas. We have broke the trend. We made a two-legged pullback here. Two-legged pullback. Typically, this is what happens, right? Tries to make a two-legged pullback, makes a new high, and we'll see what happens here. This is the only setup we're looking for, a trap, right? If we're trying to trade a reversal. Otherwise, we're actually trying to go long. Potential, right? Spike and channel here. That's what we're seeing. Spike, channeling now, right? Spike, and at a lesser degree, we're channeling at the moment, like this. A couple things going on here. Market's about to open in 1 minute. If you want more information about the indicator, you can check out the official website, www.twoleggedpullback.com, bottom right of your screen. That's it for the introduction, pandas. We're about to hit market open. Let's find those two-legged pullbacks. Let's go, baby. FZ from Alberta to Mexico. That's a big, big change. FZ, if you guys remember, he was the winner of the raffle for the 5,000 sub special, and looks like he made a big move here. That's awesome. Thanks for the update. Hope you're enjoying yourself in Mexico. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. DX thinks I'm Michael. I don't know why you think I'm Michael. My name is Bob My Money. Right off the bat, that two-legged pullback. Let's see if we get a trap trade here. I don't know. In my opinion, I think we're gonna have a bull trend day today, pandas. I know most of you guys think we're gonna have a trading range, but I think we're gonna have a bull trend day today. We shall see. If you guys see the 10K chart, we have been in this trading range for the last couple days. 10K chart is showing us trading range, and we got to the top, we got to the bottom, and now we're going right back to the top. And big. This is 1 bar on the 10K chart. Look how big this bar is, right? Just looks just like this. Bouncing off the bottom trading range, comes right back up. We'll see here though, pandas. Difficult to tell. The idea is we're coming back up here with some buying pressure, and I think yeah, we have this lower high setup giving us a nice scalp here, and we're trying to break out of this trading range. As you can see, if we break out this trading range, we're making all-time highs. When we make all-time highs, you know, really anything can happen. We can just grind up the rest of the day. I think we might have a strong bull trend day today. We'll see. Currently, we are just spiking and channeling at the moment. Every candle will help us with new information here. Guns are here. Is this live? It is live. We are live. If you guys have noticed, we're on a 5K journey. As in, we started with $5,000. This is a small count journey, and we are finding ourselves at the brink of 20K. And I really want to hit 20K with you guys on stream, and so you know, we're getting so close to 20K, and honestly, it has been such a struggle. After I doubled the count at 10,000, to double the count again from 10K to 20K has been such a struggle. I mean, if you look at the market, I mean, the market we have been in for the last month or so, it's just, in my opinion, been very tough, very, very tough. And because of that, it's just been very hard to double the count again. And you know, every market has different conditions, and you know, the last couple months the conditions have just been rough. Honestly, when I first started the journey, I thought I was gonna be like, I'm gonna double this count every month. But hey, man, you know, you can only take what the market gives you. I don't like this price action. I do not like how choppy it is as it's going upwards, even though it is going upwards at a pretty steep pace. And the reason why I say steep pace is because we're above the 20 MA and we have not dropped below it yet. Let's look at the 5 minute real quick. 5 minute produced a strong failed breakdown. Potential trap trade on the 5 minute chart here. Potential trap trade on the 10K chart as well. Ooh, trap trade on the 10K chart. Trying to hit the top of the trading range here. We have a two-legged pullback forming here, pandas. A, B, C. By the way, I primarily look at the 2000 tick chart. Ryan Schmidt, congrats. You got the quick scalp. Right at the market open. That to me was, I mean, a little risky for me, but congrats. Richard Belmont asks, to trade MES, what would be the best tick chart setup? 500,000, thanks. In my opinion, because I like to trade the price action of the E-mini, the most liquidable market in the world, I actually do, when I traded the MES when I first started, I actually used an overlay. And basically, it's an MES chart, but on top of it, you put the ES chart, an overlay, and with that overlay, you're trading the price action of the ES, the E-mini, and you make the MES invisible. And I make, there's a video, if you look through my channel, you can see a video on how to do that. So for me, I don't know what the best tick chart is for the MES because I didn't trade tick charts directly on the MES. I trade the overlay of the ES. I'm skipping this two-legged pullback. Potential trap trade here. I'm actually interested in this trap if we get it because of major trend reversal setting up here. Right, breakup trend, new high, two-legged pullback, fail second entry. But it looks strong to me. It actually looks very bullish to me. I don't know what it is. But this actually looks pretty bullish, this chart right now. You know, it's a spiking channel, and we do have a pullback here, but the chart looks pretty bullish here. Just from what I'm sensing here, it does seem bullish. Reading the price action, just looking at it, it looks like this pullback to me is kind of weak. It's a weak pullback. I mean, we're about to trigger this trap here, but I'm gonna take this trap failure. If this trap fails here, gives us a higher low setup here. I'm actually thinking about this, pandas. Thinking about this, pandas. If we get a higher low setup here, I actually want a good signal bar. Give me a good signal bar here. Now I'm going long. Skipping that trap here, but that is a major trend reversal. But I don't like it how it's above. I do not like it how it's above the 20 EMA. I do not like that. And I think that's why I feel like it's strong. Even though we have the workings of a major trend reversal here, I typically don't like to take the major trend reversal if it's above the 20 EMA. If it can't break, if that minor reversal cannot break above the, break below or above the 20 EMA. And it looks like I already missed my opportunity here. It already scalps right there for you with the higher low setup. Unfortunately, that was an outside bar reversal, and I do not like trading outside bar reversals. I wanted the bar to finish, and I was planning to go in after that. But it is what it is. I don't like going outside bar reversals, but that's what that is right there, right? 2 reversals in 1 bar. Right? 1 bar here, 1 here. And I just don't like trading outside bar reversals. It does make a perfect scalp for the moment. And so typically that's why I don't like to go into major reversals unless we see a strong breach first of the 20 EMA. In fact, the way I would draw this trend line is, right, Mac would draw his trend line like this. He'll use extreme low and the body low. And that would have created a false signal to go low here, or to take this short, in my opinion. And he will not mention that in his video. He will not mention that. In his daily reviews, he will not mention that. All his followers would not mention that. But this is an instance where he would not go over a good setup that fails, even in his review. And unfortunately, that's just what it is. You know, he doesn't do that. He just goes over the good setups that actually work. But this is a setup, right, that plays out, breaks low, and actually plays out the way that he would trade it, and it fails. This is an instance where it does fail. And this is where price action, I think, helps us, because price action will tell us otherwise. Not knocking on Mac, but it is what it is, right? I understand him, and I understand what he's doing. And every chart review he does at the end of the day is promotion for his. It is promotion, and anyone it's obvious, right? It's a promotion for his course, and I'm not knocking on it in any sense, right? I like Mac, I like what he does, but it is what it is. I like to say, if it is what it is, just like to say it. I'm not saying that it's not actual helpful. It is helpful still, and it's not that it's false, but because of the bias he has, he's gonna leave things like that out, right? He's not gonna say like, oh yeah, here's a strategy I'm gonna make, and here's a point where this is a time where it fails, right? It's like he's not gonna do that. If you're promoting something, you don't want to show it ever failing. So yeah, that's why. Yeah, it is what it is. Jason, my faithful mod, good morning. Welcome. We do have a higher low setup again here, pandas, but now we have ourselves a nice 2-legged pullback, and this is a little funky 2-legged pullback, but this is what's happening here. Potentially like this, but this is getting a little confusing for me. This outside bar is making confusing. In fact, it's making it choppy. We're above the 20 EMA clearly here. Made a doji bar. It's getting choppy. Market's a little confused here. Again, I'm not trying to talk smack about Mac. I think Mac is awesome. He does great. Even if you email him, he'll actually respond to you. And I personally, I bought his stuff. I bought Al Brooks stuff. For me, it's just all knowledge, and if I think it's helpful, I'll let you guys know, and I think his stuff is helpful. But I'm gonna call it what it is, right? His daily reviews. I stopped watching his daily reviews because, to me, they were just I could not do it. I had too much bias, too much hindsight bias. Here is a higher low setup here. That is a higher low setup. I kind of like that. Just don't like the doji here, and it's above the 20 EMA. I just don't like how choppy it is, and it's just barely enough room to the top of this small trading range. But boom, there it is, the higher low setup. That is a two-legged pullback, pandas. It's a funky looking two-legged pullback because of this outside bar reversal. But essentially what's happening here is you had this, you had this, you have this, and now here's our higher low. It's a little funky, but that's what it is. It's a higher low setup. The outside bar reversal makes it a little confusing, but that's exactly what it is. It's a higher low two-legged pullback. If you guys don't know, there's two types of two-legged pullbacks. Right, there's this one, the classical one. Two-legged pullback, two pushes down, and you also have a variation that looks like this. It's two pushes down still, but the second pivot does not break below the first pivot. Here, the first pivot is a little confusing. I'll draw it again to make it a little more clear, right? So typically, second entry, we like to enter here, second entry. That's our setup. But here's a variation. It looks like this. This is what we see here. The higher low, second entry. Still two pushes down. The concept is the same, right? Two failed push down, and then when it reverses, the market realizes it's trying to trade counter trend to a previous trend, and it likes to reverse that. That's what happens here. Trading range indicator, of course, being super accurate, hitting the top of the trading range indicator, touching it perfectly, coming back. Right? Notice that the trading range indicator marked the trading range way back here. DL says he disagrees with what I said. I mean, that's the thing. It's like the way he would draw his trend line, like I said, I mentioned already. I mean, in his trend line, it would be like this, and it would be a two-legged, right? It would basically, in my opinion, like I said, I don't consider a major trend reversal unless we have that first minor reversal, which is the first break of trend, to be below the 20 EMA. And I just would not trade it unless that's the case. Because that, to me, the minor reversal gives us a preview of the major trend reversal. But DL says that Mac would also not consider that. But, you know, that's why I think it's a little subjective, because the way he draws his trend line, for me, I have a very objective way to draw a trend line. You use the lows, right? And if we break the low, come back up, we readjust it, right? Break it, come back up, failure. But this could be, right, the break of trend, you know, which you have to keep track of. But if not, right, we readjust it. And so for me, my trend lines are very objective. But for Mac, he's like, oh, maybe this is good, maybe this is good. And after hindsight buy, he's like, oh yeah, this is the actual trend line you need to use. And so it's kind of like, well, there's nothing useful in terms of live trading when it comes to hindsight bias. My opinion, we might have a spike in channel. And I think this is our channel here, pandas. This is what's happening. And we're gonna continue this uptrend. And the 10K chart, if we break above yesterday's high, that's the daily higher high, second push up, breaking out of this trading range. We could have a bull trend day today, pandas. Yeah, DL, I mean, I'm in alignment with you for sure. Like that looked really sketchy to me, even though trap trades in general are good, but the fact that we're just gliding below this 20 MA, never breaking below it for the last, like, you know, 30 bars, it looks like. Right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, yeah, basically almost 30 bars. Almost counted that perfectly, 32, 33 bars. Yeah, it just was not a wise trade. I would have loved if that gave us a good signal bar. If it didn't give me the outside bar reversal, I would have loved that setup to go long, but did not give it to us. I was thinking about just putting a order here just above that bar, but yeah, I particularly don't like to trade the outside bar reversals. Yeah, this is why it's good. Like, you know, like someone like DL, he disagrees with me, and I love it. Right? He's like, okay, I don't think that's true, blah, blah, blah. And we can have an actual discussion here. And that's actually so constructive, especially if you're really trying to trade this, right? Like, it's so good to be able to bounce ideas off somebody. It's like, hey, is this a major trend reversal? Do you guys think this is a good one? This is a bad one? And you have someone like DL says, I don't think so, or I think it is. You know, like, this is the kind of, you know, like, discussions I like to have, and it's very, very, very constructive. And I'll admit if I'm wrong, and that's it. But you know, when you have someone like trolling, you know, especially like these days, a lot of trolls, guys. There's been a lot of trolls, and I think, in my opinion, that means I'm doing something right. The more trolls, the more you know, right? The more trolls, the more you roll. Richard Belmont thinks it's going to go to 4416. He thinks that we're on top of trading range. It's going to reverse all the way back down. I mean, we are still, pandas, in the 10K trading range. And we cannot ignore this 10K trading range. I think it's going to be a formidable resistance here, but we shall see. If you read Al Brooks, he will say that there are hints, like, you know, the $1,000,000 question is which way is this going to successfully break out. We've had failed breakout here, failed breakout here, failed breakdown here, failed breakdowns here, failed breakdown here. You know, and the $1,000,000 question is which way will this trading range break out of? Typically, it breaks out on the same direction of the original trend, typically, probability-wise. But after about, you know, 20 bars, that probability gets closer to 50-50. And now, of course, right, if we could tell which way this could break at 100% certainty, then all of us could quit our jobs and we would become millionaires. But with that being said, that means there's no 100% way to be sure. The only thing that we really have is price action. We have price action. We look at the bars. We look at this big reversal here. We look at the size of the bars. We look at how solid the bars are. We look at how many bars there are of each type. Right? We see if there's overlap. You know, we can see with these things the buying or selling pressure within the trading range. We see that the selling pressure is like these quick one drop-offs, and then we have these multiple bull bars in a row. And so for me, you know, completely reversing these big red bars. And for me, that kind of shows to me, in my opinion, more buying pressure. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's 100% is going to break out. But for me, with some follow through, right? Multiple bull bars in a row. And whenever there's a pullback, it's just one single pullback like this. One single pullback bar like this. By the way, this is the 10K chart. And we have, you know, again, multiple bull bars. In my opinion, there's more buying pressure here than selling pressure. Now, within the trading range, that can mean nothing, that can mean something, but what we're trying to do, we're trying to look for probabilities here, right? We're trying to increase the probabilities as best we can into our favor. So with that being said, on a 10K chart, I would not be surprised if we keep going upwards. And I just have what I have, right? I only have the evidence what's been given to me. So do I think it's going to go down? For me, I don't have enough evidence, right? For me, I see that this is a pretty strong uptrend at this moment, right? Healthily above the 20 EMA. Right? If we come back down, fail breakdown, possibly retest this trend line, right? Retest the bottom of the channel here, keep going up. I think, you know, this could be a trend, bull trend day today, but who knows? Even right now, I see it being a little choppy. but the momentum's good. You have to recognize, like, even though you might say at the end, Baba Money said absolutely nothing in terms of actual, actionable trading advice, but that's the point, right? That's the point. We have to recognize both sides at all times. And notice that any trade that you go into is a risky trade. It's going to be risky. There will always be risk involved. You just gotta have to decide if the risk is worth it. Like, oh, I like this setup. I think this setup is worth risking. Whatever you need to risk, and yeah, go on from there. And that's the truth, right? That's the truth about trading, actually. Ryan Shatner, yeah. Ryan Shatner says, man, I am in long at 4428, trying for 4 points, and this is moving so slow. So his trade is right here, right now, on this horizontal line. He's trying to get 4 points. I'm guessing he went long here on this second entry long. And man, that would have been scary just to see that spike down. And this, it's at the end, it's working out. But 4 points is, right here at the top of yesterday's high. Thoughts and prayers to you. Thoughts and prayers. Hope you make it. Multiple dojis in a row. This is a lower high setup, but in my opinion, I would not take that short either. We're in an uptrend. Multiple dojis in a row. It is a lower high setup, but not interested. Pandas. Man, it's good to be back. I'm just saying, it's nice. I can't tell you how much I missed this community and trading it with everybody. That's like the thing. It's like, I don't mind work being super busy. The worst part about work being super busy and working these crazy hours, it's not the work itself, but it's the fact that I have to miss these streams. I can't do these streams because of that, and that's what sucks. It's good to be back, Pandas. Can't tell you how alive I feel, how good this feels right now. I hope it's the same for you guys. No trades right now. I think the only trade that potentially I liked was this long setup, the higher low, but I didn't like it how it came after this outside bar reversal. It's unfortunate. So close, 2 ticks away. Two ticks away. Too choppy here. Too hard to make a trade off this. Can only take what the market gives us, and it's giving us nothing. Absolutely nothing right now. Ryan Shatner, your target got hit. I don't know if you got filled though. Most likely didn't get filled yet. Jerry's awake. Love the way you explain things. Appreciate it. Hopefully it's helpful. Ryan Shatner. Hey, you got absolutely filled. Hey, let's show some love to Ryan Shatner. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Congrats, congrats. Honestly, you know, I love it when any panda makes money. Yeah, it just brings joy to my little panda heart. You know, honestly, like when anyone makes money on stream, just show them love, because them making money has zero effect on you making or losing money. Let's just be happy for them. Like, there's no FOMO here. Frank Angel says, no trades. Did you see Suicide Squad 2 yet? What a question. What a question. Let's go, baby. Suicide Squad. Technically, it's not Suicide Squad 2. It's The Suicide Squad. And actually did watch it. I did. And oh, HCal asked a question. Any measure moves in play? I mean, we have this measure move. Very good question. Didn't even think about that, but that is a good question, and we're about to approach that measure move. Like I said, I think we're gonna have a bull trend day today. We're currently breaking. We made all-time highs, pandas. We just made new all-time highs, and we made this higher low here, and now we are rocking and rolling here. There's nothing yet that tells me to go short. I mean, other than we're at the top of this spiking channel. We can come back to the bottom spiking channel, but I wouldn't be surprised if we make another spiking channel here. That's the nature of today's market, but we do have a measure move, as HCal had brought up. Measure move from this spike to the bottom of the channel, the spiking channel, and we find ourselves here a couple ticks away from the measure move here. You guys might have other measure moves, but this is the measure move that I'm seeing right now. Let me make sure that's accurate here. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Let's see if that's accurate here. Miss a tick. Yeah, this is pretty much at the 50s or 25s. Just waiting here. Whew. Okay, almost to the measure move. 2 ticks away, but kind of pointless measure move because I found it like too late, you know, but it could be helpful in terms of finding a place of reversal. It's good to see the reactions around the measure move because it helps you see that you're reading the market correctly, and if it blows past the measure move, then you have a good sense or a good chance that we're going to keep going upwards. If measure moves are disrespected, that means the market's so strong, it's just ignoring those measure moves and most likely keep going up. Pretty strong bear bar right there out of nowhere. But notice, of course, you're not going to take that short. Way too risky. Potential H4 setup or L4 setup. If the L4 setup happens at the measure move, I might consider going short. I just love L4, H4 setups on, you know, key areas. Even though it's completely counter trend, I think it's enough to, it's enough reason for me to take that risk. But we'll see here. I mean, this looks like it's gonna blast through the measure move. It just looks like it's about to. Like, it just took a small breather and it's about to blast through it. That's what it looks like to me, at least. L4 setup triggered. I might take this L4. I wish it hit the measure move, actually. I don't like it, the fact that it's not hitting the measure move. Also notice top of the channel here, right? Of the spiking channel, or the top of the channel. Just waiting for a setup here. I will not take this L4 setup. First off, it's choppy here because of it, right? We have overlapping bars, 3 overlapping bars. This is why the trading range indicator initiates. And the trading range indicator is already recognizing this starting to be choppy here. Potential trading range. But for me, it looks like it's going to hit the measure move, but I will not take the short unless we actually hit the measure move. Almost at 20K. I'm not trying to rush hitting 20K. I'm just sticking to the plan. Sticking to the plan. Always stick to the plan, pandas. I really want to hit it though. The only way I could really hit it maybe is on this stream. I usually do 1 or 2 trades per stream, but that will put me at what, 300? I'm at right now. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen during the stream. Measure move hit. Measure move hit. Give me a good signal bar, and I'm thinking to go short here. Do not copy my trades. Do not copy any pandas. Measure move hit, and look at how it failed to break out here. Give me a good signal bar. Only reason why I'm entering this key area with a L4 setup. Do not copy my trades. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like the look of that. I don't like how it's basically recovering the trading range here. Basically overextending itself. Basically coming to the bottom of a trading range. I do not like that. Do not like how that looks like. I wish it didn't have such a large body. Being so close to the bottom is trading range. Right, not enough room from here to here. Gonna skip this trade. Signal bar is not even that good. Mrs. Panda just dropped up some panda food. Today's panda meal, parfait. Mrs. Panda is the best. Made me a little parfait here. I'm hungry. Coffee is yet still to be seen. Like I said, we got as we wait for a setup here. Hey, you guys can listen to me talk. Yeah, I mean, we got this Profitec machine. It's an espresso machine, and it's around $2,000. Hey, let me know in the chat how you guys like your coffee. Let me know if you guys have espresso machines. And if you guys do, let me know what espresso machine you have and tell me your experience. But we have a Profitec, and man, she loves it. Mrs. Panda loves it. Because Mrs. Panda loves it, I love it. Because that means she's making some peak coffee right in our own little bamboo forest here. So it's amazing to be able to have that. And the coffee that she makes, I will say, it's the best coffee. It's like the best coffee I've ever had. And so, all right. But the only problem is we're still waiting for our grinder. We ordered a niche grinder. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, this is gonna be completely like boring to you. But there is a grinder called a niche grinder, and you're gonna hear me grind some. Is this too loud? I'm grinding some beans right now manually, but we're waiting for our niche grinder still, and until it comes, we gotta do this manually by hand. So Mrs. Panda's arms are a little too weak for this. So, of course. Just watching the market here. Notice pandas, we have the L4 setup, and with this candle, I might have been more interested in going shorter, but again, just I don't like that. Skipping that trade. Barely enough room back to the 20 EMA. Taserface says, I got my first espresso machine on my 8th birthday. Awesome, man. I hope you've got a new espresso machine since then. Are you like 9 years old now? I'm not sure how old you are. Jerry's Awake says keto bullet coffee. I tried that a couple times. That's when you if you guys don't know what keto bullet coffee is, essentially it's is this too loud? If it's too loud, let me know in the chat. I'm just grinding some beans, and it's a burr grinder, and it's like, the way it grinds the beans is just, it just pulverizes them to like this fine powder, which is what you need for espresso. Rocket back says welcome back, or Rocket says welcome back. Thank you, thank you. But Ryan Schmidt 2-0 bedtime. Let's go, baby. Congrats. I don't know what trades you entered, man, but man, congrats. But yeah, bullet coffee essentially is you get butter. It's weird. You get butter, straight up butter, and you make a cup of coffee, and you blend the butter into the coffee. You have to blend it. You have to have really fast stirring. And what it does, it actually makes like the coffee very light, and kind of like, you know, because of the butter, the cream kind of like sort of like emulsifies and kind of becomes like a froth. And so it actually becomes like this really, you know, rich and creamy, milky like coffee. It's kind of interesting, but and it's supposedly supposed to give you like all this crazy like energy, whatnot. Interesting experience. It's not my go-to way of drinking coffee, but I hope you guys enjoy this background. Me grinding some beans here. Welcome to my home. Welcome to me grinding some coffee beans as we you know, hopefully don't snooze on this market, because it's absolutely choppy right now. And hit that notice how it hit the measure move, just a couple ticks above it, right, and comes right back down. And this is what we're noticing right now. Measure move, I think, is being semi-respected here. Let's see if we're gonna keep going up. Let's see if this bull trend continues. Okay, now it's being kind of disrespected. I'm just gonna round it up here. Yeah, good thing I didn't take the L4 setup, because I'll be sweating bullets right now. Frank Angelo, I'm not sure if you're the one who always recommends the Death Wish coffee, but either you or some other people, but multiple people have recommended that. It's not the first time I heard that. The thing is, I think it sounds scary to me. Death Wish coffee sounds like it's like 1,000% of the regular caffeine coffee has or something. And Mrs. Panda, you know, a little more sensitive to caffeine than I am. Come on! I cannot wait till we get this grinder. There we go. Alright, so that's what I thought. Then we're gonna have a strong bull trend day today. So looking at the buying pressure within the trading range, it just made me think that we would have a breakout. This bar right here, pandas, is letting us know that this measure move is disrespected. Notice that the reversals off the measure move were not enough to make a point. We have a trap here saying that this reversal, right, could not even make a point right off the measure move. and super strong bull bar after the measure move. In my opinion, we still have much more room to go up, even maybe just straight up bull trend day today. And that right there is very telling to me that, you know, I'm waiting for a long setup, but just not sure where we're gonna get it. You know, this is a little sketchy for me to go long right there, right into the measure move. Just wouldn't do that. Plus terrible signal bar. Just the setup's not there for me yet. So if you guys have made money today, congrats. You guys are better than me. Leighton says, if you get tired of hand grinding, look for the Baratza Encore burr grinder. I mean, like I mentioned, we're just waiting for our niche. We bought a niche 0. It's a grinder that apparently it's called niche 0 because apparently has 0 retention. And that means that there's 0 grinds left after you grind. If anyone has grinded beans before, there's a little bit like residue left on like the grinds or the gears and like the grinders or whatnot. And that's called retention. And the problem with that is, you know, if you like your next batch, basically what you're doing, you're pushing those old grinds out that have been there for a day or two, and you're pushing those grinds out into your coffee today. And so the idea of 0 retention is, you know, that will never happen. And so that's kind of why, you know, we're super excited for this grinder. But it's like, you know, if you try to buy it, you know, it sells out like within like 1 or 2 minutes, and then after actually getting it, you have to, you know, wait a couple months for it to ship. So we're just waiting here. Pandas, we got no setups. I'm sorry. It is what it is, but be right back. Alright, pandas. Alright, done grinding. Let's go, baby. Grinding a bunch of beans and still no setups. We have 1, 2, 3 traps in a row, pandas. We might find a setup in another time frame here. I mean, notice on the 10K chart, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bull bars in a row. I think we're breaking out here, pandas. I'm excited though, because I love taking the second entries on the dailies. And you know, just like boom, you know, you get 10 points here, you get a couple like 10 points here, 10 plus points here, 10 plus. This is a trap on the daily, giving you more than 10 points, but we've just been in this trading range here. But thinking if we do break here below, you know, any candles low from now on, or the next reversal, it's gonna be a nice little 10-point scalp, 10-point swing. That's what we're looking for. No setups. Just watching this. Even though we know it's going up. Maybe I'll just do like an always long Al Brooks type style. Nah, I'm not tilted enough to do that. Even though this market is clearly going up, unfortunately there are no setups yet. We need a 2-legged pullback. we need a nice two-legged pullback as well, right? We have another spiking channel forming here. I mean, the only setup we have is two-legged pullback like this, but the market is stingy, or if it's a very strong uptrend, we might not even get this. Ben Imo says, what's the benefit of playing futures over options? Well, one thing is, one of the benefits of options is that you can, the market is just way more diverse, way larger, and that could be a benefit. You could trade options with, there's so many optionable stocks out there. I guess there's a couple things. I mean, you can technically scalp without options as well. People do that. But you do have pattern day trader to worry about. You can start a small account with futures and day trade, whereas day trading with options is a little more difficult. I think yeah, I mean, scalping with options, I've never done it, but I know there are traders who can do that, or who do that. But yeah. Aaron says liquidity is one of the main reasons, and yeah, that's true. I mean, I think with SPY or something like that, I mean, it's so liquid. Even the options market, the liquid is super liquid, and so I'm not sure if liquidity is necessarily the best benefit over it. But I mean, I'm just trying to think, how would you trade in options to simulate, futures, like trading like this? Because you do have to worry about decay. You have to worry about other things, such as, yeah, like all the things that, that destroys your premium. So the only way I can think about that is if you, trade in the money. If you go in the money to trade your options. And then, yeah, I'm just not sure how sensitive it is, how deep in the money you have to be to make it sensitive enough so you can capture like 1 cent movements. Whereas, on the futures, you're capturing every movement, and it's very liquid, very sensitive to the movements. And so, just not sure how sensitive it is. Like, for instance, like you want to scalp like 10 cents on a SPY contract on options. I'm not sure if that just necessarily translates directly into 5 cents when SPY moves, 10 cents. Just never done it, so I mean, it could be, but never done it. Oh yeah, also the platform, I think trading features like something like NinjaTrader, I can it's graphical UI, and I can put my trades right on the chart, and I can have it charted up. And I don't know any platform that does that for options. I don't think I do. Maybe Thinkorswim. Maybe Thinkorswim might do that. Yeah, maybe Thinkorswim, but I'm not sure. But I just enjoy the graphical interface where I can put trades right on the chart, and it's just like hotkeys, and it's like, because growing up as a millennial, I had video games my entire life, and so this feels like to me like a video game, you know, in terms of like, you know, how you put in trades and things like that. So it just kind of like gamifies it for me, and it makes the experience way more enjoyable. And so that's just kind of, but that's for me. I mean, everyone grows up different, but because I'm able to like trade directly on the chart, it feels like kind of like a game. Not saying that this is a game, right? It's real money, real livelihood at stake, but it feels like I can make this like kind of like a game for me. Yep, we hit all-time highs, new all-time highs today. So we broke above the measure move, and we're just slowly grinding up here. Potential two-legged pullback, pandas. Potential of two-legged pullback. Let's see if we get it. Ooh, okay. 10K almost made a second entry short here. Not that I've been interested in that per se, because that's a terrible signal bar, but it almost did it. Like I mentioned earlier, even though we're choppy on the 5-minute chart, we are clearly above the 20 EMA. And when we had this breakout here, I mentioned in the pre-market analysis, this breakout here to me was telling, because how we were above the 20 EMA, and with a breakout like this, being above the 20 EMA like that, to me it showed me strong bullish behavior. Even though we had this pullback here, still that price action here is, like, in my opinion, pretty clear. Once I saw that, this bull bar, in my opinion, I was like, okay, this is a good chance to be a bull trend day today, because of how the price action looks like on the 5-minute chart. And we had to spike down here like this, but still at the end, right, these are failed breakdowns essentially. We're getting the strong movement upwards. I did mention that on the pre-market analysis, and that kind of fed into why I thought today might be a bull trend day today. Even though most of you guys thought we're gonna have a trading range day today, I mean, we could still potentially have one, but it's funky looking, but this is actually the pivot high here. It looks funky because it looks like it has 2 pushes up, but actually it has 1 push up still, because we don't have a break of previous candles low. So this count continues still on the upside. And would you look at that? We don't even have a 2-legged pullback. Potentially could still get one, but man, this is such a strong uptrend. Look at it, it's just riding this channel here. Absolutely incredible here. Making a lower high setup now. Let's see if we can get a 2-legged pullback here. In my opinion, I think the better trade is definitely to wait to actually hits this bottom trend line, but because we're kind of overextended now. Thank you. All that hard work grinding those beans. This panda just dropped off some coffee beans. Some coffee. Boom, second entry. Strong bear bar, bottom trading range. The way I actually would trade this is not gonna be typical for you guys, but I would scale in here. I would definitely scale in here. If I go long here and it actually makes a trap here, I would scale in again when we hit the bottom of this channel here. It's a big stop loss, but in my opinion, the probability is so high that we're gonna keep going up. Like it's not, the probability for that stop loss is not bad for me. So I might actually do a scale in here. With that being said, I may reduce the size of my trade. Let's do 2 contracts here, and I'm gonna scale in, potentially scale in. If I go long here, because we're overextended here, but this is a 2-legged pullback on a strong uptrend, I want to take this trade, but because of this overextension of this channel, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down here, make a failed breakdown here, and come back up, and this is where I would re-enter in again for a scale in. So this is my trade plan right now. But for now, we'll try to go long here. I don't like this signal bar actually. This is an ugly signal bar. The signal bar alone might deter me from entering to this trade. I don't want any funny business. When it's higher. A terrible signal bar. Terrible signal bar. Can't enter that trade. That's a pretty bad signal bar. So I almost wanted to trap now and enter again down here if possible. Enter the bottom of this training range after a failed breakdown. The reason why I say failed breakdown is because if we have a failed breakout here on the channel, most likely attempt to break down. And if that fails, very good setup to go long. Right, with a failed breakout, failed breakdown. It doesn't look like we're gonna get that setup on the stream. And sorry pandas, there's no trades on the stream. But you know, hopefully still you gain something, and it's still been good for you guys. Let's see here, maybe we'll get a better signal bar here. We shall see. That's crazy, 1,000 ticks. 1,000 ticks, this bar size is only half a point larger than 1,000 ticks. That's something weird is going on here. Something very strange is happening. Very strange. Notice how we did trigger the second entry here. 2-leg pullback, A, B, C. And we started the next A leg here. And on the 10K chart, typically they're successful. They are successful typically. So to go long here is a little counter to trading the higher time frame, which is the 10K chart. If we get a good signal bar here though, I'll be so tempted because now the risk is not as big, even with a scale in. So if we find some support here, if we have a failed breakdown of this measure move, then I may be interested in going long here. Setting up my trade here. Let's see if we get a good setup. Give me a good signal bar. Give me a failed breakdown and a good signal bar. And I'll be interested in going long. It looks like we're not getting that. It looks like big bear bar. So the 10K chart showing its colors a little bit here. We're approaching the bottom of this channel. The only way I would actually enter long here now is if we break below and have a higher low setup. That's my setup now. Yeah, we'll curse up. We had an L4 on the 10K. Unfortunately, it didn't trigger. I was looking at that too. Look at these multiple bear bars in a row. Scary to go long right now. But the idea is failed breakout to the top, failed breakout to the bottom here. Give us a nice higher low setup, but this is pretty strong momentum right now. The 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart may act as support here. I would like to see a bounce here. Two-legged pullback. Bottom of the channel. Potential good setup here. Good signal bar. Nope. Terrible signal bar. Incredible. I was not expecting this. I was expecting it to keep going higher. Could be failed breakdown. Failed breakout on the 10K chart of the trading range. Big bear bars with some follow through. The main reason why I thought this is kind of tricky, or I was not expecting this, because we had a clear break above the measure move and the break was strong. That typically means we have more room to go up, and so this is actually surprising to me right now. I was not expecting that. We're actually going down very strong now. That's not a pullback. When you see this, this is not a pullback on the 5-minute. You're not saying, oh, this is just a small pullback. It's not a pullback. This is not a pullback. This is a reversal. No way I'm going long here. I need a higher low setup or a trap trade to go long. This is yesterday's close. Right, we had a failed breakout here, but this breakdown's a little too far for me to consider this. There's no symmetry here, in my opinion. This can make a point, but I'm not interested here. Not interested in going short either. I'm actually interested in taking the higher low setup here. So give me a push down and one more push up, and I'm interested in a second entry long. Higher low setup. Let's see if we get it. In my opinion, did something happen? Like, was there news or something? Because that's kind of crazy. It's a pretty strong push down. Could simply be a failed breakout of the trading range. Yeah, Bert Morris, you and I are on the same page. I mean, I would not take in this reversal. There's no way for me to have noticed or even anticipated that, because we didn't have our minor reversal yet. Plus, that's not even a trap trade. Yep, so this does make a point, surprisingly, off yesterday's close. Let's see if we can find a higher low setup here, and if there's a higher low setup here, I may be interested, but we shall see. Sorry, just thinking here. Higher low setup. Ooh, this will create a two-legged pullback off the 20 EMA though. Sitting on my pause here. I actually like this higher low setup, but man, after a strong push like this, Hard to take that. Hard to go long. Confusing. Confusing to me. Strong push down like this, you're thinking maybe to like a pullback. But the way this is set up right now, I don't like going short when the down leg actually ends up bearish like that. Basically, it's a outside bar reversal. Or down leg ends up bullish like this. This is confusing to me. My only trade is I will take a trap to go long here. That'll be my only trade. I'm not going to take this short. I'm going to take a trap to the long side. Fail second entry short. And if that doesn't happen, then end the stream. Sorry, switching through time frames. Like I said, the only trade I'll take is a trap trade, fail second entry short. Going to go long here. Just waiting. Just waiting. Patience. All right, let's see if we get this trap trade. Fail second entry short. Measure move down potentially like this. We're gonna lose our trap here. Downtrend continues. Pandas, that's it for today. Uriel Cohen was right. I mean, it's actually a better trade to go short. It's just, it was just too confusing for me. I do not like when the outside bar reversals like this. But Pandas, unfortunately, no trades today. And maybe that's a good thing, because at least we know when not to trade. And so Pandas, hey, sorry that the content was not necessarily, me making money, but hopefully the content itself was reading the charts, reading the price action, and spending some time together. So, hey, I do appreciate everyone joining the stream. By the way, if you want to try out the two-legged pullback indicator, free trial on the website, absolutely risk-free. Go ahead and check it out at www.twoleggedpullback.com. URL is in the bottom right of your screen. And I hope that you guys, if you guys do try it out, you guys enjoy it and realize it's worth. But pandas, trade safe, and as always, happy trading. God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, so we can let all the other pandas know that we're back. We're back. All right, pandas. I'll see you guys tomorrow.